Today we're taking a look at these NCAAB matches, which are happening on Tuesday, November 9, 2021, and giving you match breakdowns, betting tips and predictions in general on these games. Welcome back to High Stakes, let's get straight into it. Also, don't forget to subscribe to get notified as soon as we release these sport prediction videos, and if you would like more betting tips and predictions, then check out our Patreon in the link down below. Our new Patreon is a way for us to help you improve your chances of making more money. 5 plans are available for each and every one of you. You can get 30 extra betting picks all the way up to 270 extra betting picks per month. Stop wasting hours of your time searching for bad betting advice that ends up costing you a lot of money. Join the High Stakes Patreon now and get the best betting picks and advice. Fairfield vs Providence. Guard Jake Wojcik, 13.5 ppg, returns and led the team in scoring last season. His senior leadership will be needed, and while he shot a solid 38.2% from 3 PT land last season, he only shot 41% from the floor overall. Fellow G. Taj Benning is the only other returning player that averaged in double figures last season, 12 ppg. He is also a good 3 PT shooter, but last season only shot 38.1% from the floor, and that was his best shooting season for the Stags. Supreme Cook is the top frontcourt player returning, and last season he only averaged 6.3 ppg and 5.2 rpg. He and Chris Mado, 5 ppg 5.5 rpg, have to get the scoring inside and keep Providence's Watson in check in the paint. Our first betting advice is to pick Providence Friars, minus 14.5, but that defensive effort is going to have to be mind-blowing. Fairfield's offense is stuck in mud, and they can't consistently get shots to fall. They'll also have to deal with the interior presence of Watson and forward Noah Horchler. Obviously, nothing is ever going to come easy against that duo. Our second betting advice is to pick over 133. Delaware vs Davidson. He is joined by fifth-year seniors Ryan Allen, 15.3 ppg, and Kevin Anderson, 12.4 ppg, giving them the best trio in the league. They also brought in a transfer of their own in Jameer Nelson, who averaged 8.4 ppg last year for the Colonials. Delaware was 267th in the nation and scoring last year at 67.5 ppg, but I can easily see them eclipsing the 70 ppg mark this year. They also allowed just 67.5 ppg, 95th, and I can see them improving on that number as well. This is a well-rounded team that could give the Wildcats fits in this one. Our first betting advice is to pick Delaware +8. They will now be tasked with replacing star guard Kellen Grady, who transferred to Kentucky after averaging 17.1 points and 4.6 rebounds per game. They also lost guard Carter Collins, 10.9 ppg. There is no doubt who the best player is going to be heading into this season. Wing Hai Unjing Lee averaged 13.5 points and 4.0 rebounds per game. He was extremely efficient during his sophomore campaign, shooting 50.8% from the floor. Lee also shot 44.2% from beyond the arc and 90.0% from the charity stripe. Davidson added veteran point guard Foster Loyer from Michigan State. Their other starters are projected to be guard Michael Jones, forward Luka Brjkovic and forward Sam Menenga. Our second betting advice is to pick under 137. Quick reminder, BetUS is a platform that offers betting on all major sport and horse racing leagues. It has slots, table games, blackjack, and a variety of other casino games. All of the major US leagues are available for betting, including the NFL, NBA, NHL, MLB, and PGA. In addition, BetUS allows wagers on esports, Olympic events, soccer, cricket, boxing, cycling, and many more competitions. Join BetUS now using our link down below and get 125% cashback bonus on your first deposit on the sportsbook after you open an account and deposit using our link and use our promo code HIGHSTAKES. Ball State vs Georgia Southern. The bad news is they lost their top 3 scorers from a year ago, KJ Walton, Ishmael El-Amin and Jaron Coleman. The good news is that 2 key players from last season, point guard Luke Bumbalough and forward Mirine Thomas, and will be starters this year. Bumbalough both averaged 7.3 points per game last year. Returning center Blake Huggins is also expected to start. But a lot of the scoring punch should come from transfer Tyler Cochran, who came over from Northern Illinois. Cochran averaged 15.5 points and 7.3 rebounds per game last season and should do similar numbers this year. Transfers Mickey Pearson from TCU, Demarius Jacobs from St. Louis, and Reggie Jones are all expected to contribute, as is freshman big Peyton Sparks. Our first betting advice is to pick Ball State plus 3.5. One of the key storylines this season will be the continued development of forward Prince Toyambi, who ranked second nationally in rebounding rate last season. He finished with 5.7 points and 6.0 rebounds per game. The only returning double-digit scorer is senior guard Elijah McCadden, who scored 10.2 points and grabbed 5.0 rebounds per game last season. He is joined in the backcourt by senior guards Kumari Brown and Gidi Joazapatis. Wing Cam Bryant is expected to round out the starting five for Georgia Southern. Highly touted freshman Derek Harris is expected to play a key role as well. The Eagles are also a defensive-minded team, as Berg comes from the Chris Beard coaching tree. Our second betting advice is to pick under 139.5. Quinnipiac vs. Maryland. Last season, the Bobcats finished 269th in scoring offense with 67.5 points per game. Quinnipiac collected an average of 36 boards a night, 130th in the country, and dished out 12.7 assists per contest. The Bobcats were slightly above average last season as they finished 135th in scoring defense as the team allowed 69 points per game. Jacob Rigoni is the team's leading returning scorer after averaging 11.8 points plus 6.3 rebounds per contest last season. Luis Courtnight, 10.3 points, 3.9 rebounds, Taimu Chineri, 9.7 points, 3.8 rebounds, and Savion Lewis, 8.4 points, 4.2 rebounds, are solid scoring options as well. Therese Williams, Elias King, Brendan McGuire, Matt Balink, J.J. Riggins and the returning Kevin Marfo, who spent last season at Texas A&M, are key rotation pieces for the Bobcats. Bernie Blunt, Easy Jones and Brody Limerick will get a chance to make an impact as well. Quinnipiac shot only 40.1% from the field as a team last season, leaving them just 322nd in the country. The Bobcats knocked down an average of 7.7 threes a game, but shot 32.4% from downtown. Quinnipiac struggled as a team at the charity stripe, knocking down only 68.8% of their attempts on the season. Our first betting advice is to pick Quinnipiac plus 22.5. Another transfer who should provide immediate help is point guard Fats Russell, 5'11", 165, who is anything but fat, but was a productive player at Rhode Island. He averaged 14.7 points, 1.9 steals, and 4.5 assists. The issue with Russell is that the Terps need to get out on transition more to utilize his strengths, and they were 336th in tempo last season. Wing Ian Martinez, 6'3", 183, arrives from Utah, where he averaged 5.2 ppg and shoot 49.5% from the field of the bench. He won't have to start because senior Eric Ayala, 15.1 ppg, 34% 3pt, is the leading returning scorer and should thrive off the ball. PF Donta Scott, 11 ppg, 5.9 rpg, 44% 3pt, should also see increased production playing alongside Wahab. Our second betting advice is to pick over 141.